Hey everyone, my name is Bo Sanders, and I wanted to give you a personal reflection about how much of an honor and a privilege it is to be at a place here at Vermont Hills that is a safe place to do deconstruction. You know, I am very aware that it is not always welcomed in communities of faith to ask big questions or to ask the question behind the question or to pull at the loose threads to see if the sweater holds together. It can be very threatening and very unwelcomed, and for many people it has made them feel marginalized and ostracized. It has actually moved them out of community and they're no longer welcome. The uncertainty that comes from the time that we live in, where we have access to so much information, and we're also very aware of the power structures that have not only held up and propped up certain forms, but have actually conveyed information to us, whether that is who is included and who is empowered and who can be validated, who gets the microphone. So to be at a place in Vermont Hills where we have people who are at all stages of the journeys of faith. Some people are coming to faith for the first time. Some people are coming back to faith after walking away and trying to leave behind the faith that they grew up with. Some people have walked the long road, and they give us confidence as we trade notes in our interactive style that the journey continues. It's so great to be a part of a multi-generational church where people have experienced so many different things, have seen changes come and go, have tried different things. Some have worked, some haven't. And as we compare notes to gain strength from them, but it's really essential that that place be a place of grace, that it's not just a safe space to ask big questions, but it's actually a brave space that welcomes the questions, that actually embraces the difficulties of faith. And so I'm always amazed in our conversations, whether that's at Sunday school, we call it brainstorming, or at 10:30 in our worship gatherings, in our midweek Bible study, in our book groups, at our pub chat, wherever it is, that the conversations, we recognize that we have people from all over the spectrum, whether that's political convictions or religious backgrounds. And so to gain strength from those different perspectives is an amazing thing, because I am very aware as I talk to people from around the country and from different faith communities that it can be very lonely to enter into this deconstructive process, this question asking, this doubting cycle, to make faith one's own. And especially as institutions are crumbling and failing, and people are growing more defensive and agitated when the questions arise, that to go through this process alone can be very disorienting and really actually leads sometimes to discouragement, can lead to depression, and even despair. And so it's so important to have a community. And that's why I love conversational church. It's one of the many reasons that I love interactive church, is because it's in exchanging and hearing each other's doubt and hope and faith and suspicion that we create a space where people are free to ask the questions that they're really haunted by, and that if you don't have a community that can hold you up during that time and to see you through to the other side. This is why I love this guy named Paul Ricoeur, who talks about the desert of criticism. And a lot of people don't make it through the desert of criticism. The desert is littered with bones of former faiths. And there's something very heartbreaking and feels isolating to go through that process. But if we have community, that we have created an environment where we can hold the tension, that we can inspect and investigate these questions together, that we can hold those things in, whether it's paradox or tension or even conflict or contradiction, how important it is to hold up one another in this journey, because without that, it feels nearly impossible sometimes to continue. And so Ricoeur says that we long to be called beyond the desert of criticism. And so the question is, by what are we called? Is it hope? Is it the eternal, the transcendent, the divine? These are all names for this for what many call a higher power or God. And so as we come to the table, we bring all of these things together. And so from our different experiences and insights, our personalities, our styles, we come and compare notes, and all of us are enriched for sitting at the table together. So I just wanted to encourage you that if you are on a journey, and no matter where you are on that journey, if you're just beginning to ask questions that you didn't know you were allowed to ask before, if you are thinking about giving faith another try, but you don't want to do it the same as you did before, I just wanted to encourage you that you're not alone on the journey. Please email with any questions. I love this conversation.